Hey, welcome back to another BKFC Reddit. Ask Me Anything. We're joined by one of the knock. Did you get knockout of the night for that knockout over Bam?
I don't think officially, but they announced they still give me a knockout of the night bonus. So.
That's cool. All right, so a knockout of the night award recipient, Mike Jones. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. You know, you got punched. I mean, Bam got a pretty good shot in there, but Bam had said some disparaging things about you not quite being on the level of some of the guys that he had fought, and it seemed to really trigger you. Like, is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's definitely fair to say. Like, he said I wasn't as good of a striker as his last bare knuckle opponent, where he lost a split decision. And I watched that fight, and nothing happened. There was booze. They were boring.
Yeah.
And I fought some of the best dudes in the world in MMA. Sean Brady, Kyle Straw, all these guys that are in the UFC now, and outstruck some of them. So I think that was just an experience on his part talking. He hasn't had nearly the combat sport experience I have. So yeah, I had a little chip on my shoulder. I wanted to go in there and hurt him. And, he landed some shots, but nothing hurt, nothing phased, nothing. Yeah, I just wanted to hurt him. I wanted to put him out.
Okay, you were a guy, your very first fight, you struggled a little bit, but you've looked better and better, and you looked phenomenal your last fight. What do you attribute that learning curve to?
My coaches. I got Jeremy Horn, dude, one of the best combat sport athletes in the world. Dude's a legend. That first one, I didn't know what to expect. I thought 2-minute rounds, this ain't nothing. I could do 2-minute rounds. I'm used to 5-minute rounds. I could do 2-minute rounds. I wake up out of bed and go do that. And I punched Eric Lozano a lot of times in his head, and he just ate every single one of them. And I was trying to kill him. And you get in those fights in the bigger show, like anxiety, and you're tense, and that stuff, takes a role in your cardio. And I just gassed myself out trying to put that dude out, and he was real tough. And yeah, so after that, we just go in there being calm. I don't need to get a finish in 30 seconds. Sure. And go in there and pick these guys apart. If I have to jab Diego Romo 100 times in his face and win the fight, that's what we're going to do, and the finish will end up coming. So kind of just focused more on being calm, don't brawl. Let's get in there, do our thing, pick them apart, and be technical and not brawl.
Okay, it seems like Lozano was a tough opponent. It's kind of crazy. You guys are on different sort of career paths since you initially fought. Is that a fight you'd like to get back, or?
Yeah, I like Lozano a lot. After the Utah fights, these last ones, me and him went out, had a beer, and some shots, and we had a good time. He was a really cool dude. He was fun. We hung out. But yeah, I lost to the guy. So my competitive side, yeah, I will take that fight. Yeah, 100% of the time. I'll fight him. I'll fight him tomorrow if I had to. I want that one back, but also I want to move up with BKFC. I feel like I've shown my skills got better. I'm figuring out the sport, and I don't want to go backwards. So I don't know what that means. Yeah, he beat me, but where does that beating him, going back and do that rematch, does that move me forward in these rankings? Does that get me closer to, fighting for the title one day? I don't know what that means. If it does, then yeah, I'll fight him tomorrow. But obviously, me losing to him, I want to fight that guy again for sure.
Okay, let's look at the rankings real quick, and we'll try to pick you a fight. You got Dyer as a champion, Dave Mundell, which makes no sense that he's ranked at 85. You got Jared Warren. You got Dyer ranked in there again, which again, I don't know who would technically be ranked fourth. You got Jomi Escoboza, Danny Christie, who actually is going down in a weight class, and you got Jay Jackson. So for me, the only people that make sense at this point right now would be Jay Jackson or Jomi, who just fought. Jomi seemed to come out of it pretty unscathed, but is that a fight that interests you, or you just had career, but again, I don't know if career would be ready quite yet.
Yeah, either any of those guys, I don't care. If it makes sense to my coach, it makes sense to me. I seen with the Reddit, you guys, there was a thing in one of the Reddits that, fights to make, and it was Jay Jackson. I didn't know who Jay Jackson was. I went and watched his fights, and I do remember him fighting Marcus Edwards.
Sure.
Because me and Marcus used to be teammates and trained together for a long time. So I remember watching that fight. But yeah, that's another fight I'd take right now. I'll take it tomorrow. Like, I'm not afraid of either one of those guys. Like, they don't scare me. Like, I know my skill. I know what I can do. So yeah, as long as the money's right, the timing's right, and everything works out, I'll fight any one of those guys.
You're a
I
guy
mean,
that's
even Jared Warren. I mean, he was a former champ. Like, I would fight him. Like, I don't care. I just want to be able to prove myself and stay busy. I don't want to just fight this one time in Utah once a year stuff. Like, I haven't even went all in on BKFC. I still wrestle every day. I still go and train jujitsu. I'm not even focusing on BKFC. This fight, a couple weeks of boxing, but man, I'm still training because I know there's going to be an MMA fight after this. I don't know if they're going to shelf me for a year or they're going to keep me busy. So, and I'm getting old, man. I want to fight. I don't want to take a year off at a time. So I haven't even focused on BKFC yet. Like, just striking, just boxing, just that rule set. I'm still doing MMA every day.
okay. So that's what I was going to bring up. You and I have talked. You said, like, look, I would love to be able to go fully invest in BKFC and step away from MMA to an extent. Has BKFC reached out to you? Like, I mean, you came out of that, you look phenomenal. Like, you clearly came out of it unscathed. Like, has BKFC said, hey, we'd like to get you a little more active, or?
Yeah. So they reached out to my coach, said they would like to get me on an upcoming card. I don't know what that means. I know they got August in Sturgis, which South Dakota is not too far from here. So that one makes a lot of sense. I know they have one in July. That would make sense in Florida.
Sure.
But yeah, they reached out to my coach and said, hey, we want to get him on one of these upcoming cards. So I don't know exactly which ones that is. Maybe Sturgis, maybe not. But that's kind of the timeline. And so they did reach out, and they are, my post fight telling them I don't want to fight once a year. Hopefully worked, and we can go out there and do another one soon.
Well, I mean, look, Sturgis has got the big crowds, which would be awesome. But I wouldn't be opposed to you being down there in Florida because my guy is on the upcoming Florida card. So it'd be great to finally meet you. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, Florida's cool too. I wouldn't mind going to Florida. Like, seems like they have a big roster in Florida, so that makes sense. I mean, before I fought Bam Bam, I was matched up with another guy from Miami. So, and then he ended up pulling out. So it just seemed like Miami guy after Miami guy. So, I mean, they have a big roster. So why not go down to one of their hometowns and figure that out?
It's funny because you're married to a person who is also involved in the combat sports in a while, and the women's division's pretty weak, and I keep trying to get her involved. But you said after she saw Mike Richmond's face, there's absolutely no way she'll do BKFC, correct?
Yeah, I mean, she gets competitive. Like, we went to some MMA fights here locally Friday, and there's a chick fight, and she watches it, and she's like, God, put me in, coach. Like, I could smoke both these people. But the reality of it is, we have a 2-year-old daughter, putting in the time for the training camp. Like,
Sure.
you definitely, like, BKFC is rough. Like, I think she'd be more apt to, like, if it was a kickboxing fight with big pillows on your hands. But BKFC, like, Richmond's face was pretty mangled. So she's like, yeah, screw that. I ain't trying to have scars like that for the rest of my life.
Okay, so I've been doing some interviews with the BKFC Ice Wars guys, and I have an interview. I was supposed to interview Ian today, Ian Hinchman, who I believe you know. So he actually sent a question. He said, ask him about his experience when he walked out with Burt Watson in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Dude, yeah, Ian Heinisch is the man. He came out and cornered me. We were teammates. I love that guy, like, with my whole heart. We took the fight with Sean Brady on like 6 days notice. I had to cut 28 pounds, and I lied to everybody. They're like, can you make the weight at 170 pounds? I was 198 pounds 6 days out, and I was like, yeah, I'm only 190. So I was lying to my coaches. We get out there, and I remember being in the bathroom and coming out, and Ian asking me, how much you weigh? And I would be like, oh, 188. And it's like the night before the fight. I was actually like 194. So I had 24 pounds cut like in 24 hours. So I was just lying to everybody. And we ended up making weight. Like, I remember Ian being back there just, locking me in the sauna basically and not letting me out. But yeah, we got to go back there. And, Ian was pretty cool about like being in New Jersey, because that's where he fought. And, having apparently he used to like to watch Jersey Shore back in the day. So he was out there fist bumping and doing the Jersey Shore shit.
Okay.
But yeah, we got the Burt Watson, thing, like the famous speech that he would do in the BKFC or in the UFC. I mean,
sure.
And so we got to get that speech and go out and hang out with all the cool. Yeah, it was a good experience. Like, yeah, I owe a lot to Ian for flying to Atlantic City, New Jersey with me on 6 days notice and fighting a guy that's ranked number 1 in the UFC right now. So yeah, nothing but respect for that guy.
So I know somebody on the BKFC roster who did 20 pounds in one day, and they could barely stand up. How do you cut 20 some pounds? I mean, like it's a miserable feeling when you're trying to help somebody make weight and you're like, get in the sauna, get in this hot bath. I mean, like you feel bad as a coach or a training partner, but I mean, like it had to be insufferable for you.
Yeah, it sucks, but I've never missed weight I've had 19 professional MMA fights, 3 BKFC, and then I had 6 amateurs. So I have a lot of fights and I've never missed weight. And that's one thing that I'll never miss weight. Like I want to be a professional. I'm not going to show up. So yeah, like I felt like I was going to die. Like Ian and my wife carrying, like, walking me to the scale because I can't stand up on my own. But like it was worth it to me, like to be professional and make the weight like my contract says. And
yeah.
So I never understand when some of these guys miss weight. Like even when Lozano missed weight when he fought me, I was like, man, like kind of you're a little chunky. Like you got a couple extra to lose. Like you just didn't put in the work to be here. So I don't understand it. I almost died doing it. Like I felt like my kidneys was shutting down, and I was rough. But we're professionals and we signed that contract, so there's no excuse to not make the weight that we say we can make.
Okay, so you're a guy who looks good at 85, but I don't feel like you have enough to drop another 10 pounds. Do you feel like light heavyweight probably be your home for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I ain't trying to go any lower. Like I did the 170 with my MMA career for my first however many fights, but it was miserable. My life sucked. I was on like a no carb keto type diet for, and that was putting me walking at like 195. My life was miserable trying to make that year round. So, and even 85 now, like I'm getting older and, if I'm not in fight camp, I'm 215, I'm 220.
Okay.
So, and I'm a lean guy. So when I get down to 200 pounds, 205, like I'm 6-7% body fat. So yeah, I ain't trying to go, even this last one, like just making 85. It's not fun. I ain't trying to go any lower than 185.
Okay. Like I keep thinking about you going to Sturgis and fighting in front of 30,000 people. Like I said, I think that's the ultimate goal. What's the largest fan base you've ever fought in front of?
I mean, honestly, that first BKFC fight with
Lozano.
Mike Perry and that card with Mike Perry, Eddie Alvarez. Like I think they said there was close to 8,000 people for that one. So that's the biggest one I've ever done. Like our local Utah shows, we don't, 3,000-4,000 is like the max. I fought for LFA out in Colorado, and even that Atlantic City one for CFFC against Sean Brady, but they weren't anything compared to that first show. So
talking to some of the people that were on the previous Sturgis card, like I said, it's like bikers. The only thing that I had heard complaints about was it's ridiculously hot and it's an outdoor arena or outdoor setting, so they didn't care for that a whole lot. But like if you fought later in the night, it was at least dark and the weather, the temperature came down. But like I said, they were saying like, look, the amount of people and how loud it was, like it was a surreal experience. So like I think like being featured and like you versus another man like in front of 30,000 people, it's just got to be like that's got to be a dream.
Yeah, that's the dream I've had for the whole time. Like I've always wanted to make it to the bigger stage, fight in UFC or whatever that looks like, and BKFC is kind of building that platform for themselves. So I mean, why not? Yeah, dude, 15,000 people would be nuts. Like, and I would have a lot of people there. My dad, my uncle, they go to Sturgis. Like
Okay.
they ride their bikes there. I was supposed to go the last time they went. I was supposed to go last year, but end up, having a fight and stuff came up. But like those are my people, man. Like I have a Harley. Like we wanted to go out there for the 75th anniversary. I think now they're on the 85th or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, like that'd be my people. Like I have family in Sturgis that own property out there, like a great uncle that rents out spots for people to camp. Like they own a bunch of property out there. They've lived their whole life. So I have family out there. Like Sturgis would be my people, man. A bunch of crazy bikers and yeah.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, I don't have too much. Like, I mean, like you had such a dominant performance. It'd be one thing if it was like, wow, you were really tested in your last fight. But when you go out and you get like a pretty big knockout right away, like you don't give me a whole bunch to talk about, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's how I prefer it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get in these 5-round wars. Like I want to go beat a guy up and finish it pretty quick. I ain't trying to have my face all messed up for a couple weeks after. I got to go to work on Monday. I ain't trying to look all crazy at work. So
it is weird how there's like two different mentality. There's the people that want to just get there and stand in front of somebody and trade punches. And then there's the other people, head movement and like hit and don't get hit.
Yeah. The people what I'll say to that is the people that say they like to get hit or they don't care about getting hit, they're liars. Like getting hit sucks. No one wants to get hit. They're a bunch of liars. Like that's just a tough guy mentality. Like getting hit sucks. So when they say, I like getting hit. Yeah, that's bullshit. They're liars. They're just trying to be tough guys for the camera. Like it's not true.
That is a pretty solid Napoleon Dynamite. Like, I mean, I thought I was interviewing Napoleon Dynamite for a second.
Yeah, I got you. If you need more, bro, I got you.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you being so active on the Reddit and had you actually did a better job promoting yourself, you could be thanking some sponsors and stuff right now. But I guess you could just be thanking yourself because it's you and Jeremy. You basically did it all yourselves.
Yeah, I got my coach, my wife. I didn't push any sponsors this time. I just wanted to fight. I'm always my brother, he has a barbecue company out here in Utah. Like he's got a food truck and a restaurant, so I always rep him.
Sure.
But other than that, man, like I just wanted to fight. I wanted to go out there. I didn't care about the sponsorships or trying to make any extra money. Like I wanted to go prove myself and I just wanted to fight. So yeah, big shout out to Jeremy. Like it's priceless to have a coach like him being able to help me out through this thing. So yeah.
What did you end up buying with your knockout of the night bonus? Anything good?
Nothing yet. I'm gonna pay some bills off and try to buy a house. Interest rates are high right now, so we gotta save up a good down payment to buy a house right now. So That's what we're trying to do. So just trying to pay those bills, brother.
Yeah, I feel you, dude. I feel you. All right, man. Thank you so much for your time. Like I said, appreciate everything you do for the Reddit, and we can't wait to watch you again, man.
My man. Thank you, brother.
See you, bud. Bye.